All right, good afternoon or evening. Evening, right? Good evening. Good evening, everybody. All right, I'm gonna be the cheesy one to do this, but I need y'all to be better than that. So let's try this one more time. Good evening, everybody. Some of y'all didn't even make real words just now. I heard somebody was like, "Yeah." Good evening, y'all. Thank y'all for coming to our ATA Spring 2024 kickoff. For those of you that do not know me, my name is Deontay Richardson Jones. Y'all can just call me B. I am the program coordinator for the Accelerated Transfer Academy and the Through and Two initiative. So today we wanted to first allow y'all to mingle with each other. It's not often that we get to have this many ATA members in one room together. Last semester when we did it, it was great. We got a lot of feedback from you all that we wanted to do more things like this. So we want to do this every semester that we're able to. So thank y'all for coming to this and eating up the tacos. They look delicious. If I sat down and ate any of them though, I would not be able to do this right now. So I'm jealous of y'all right now. We're gonna go through this presentation. I do want to, the reason I'm getting started right now is because if y'all were here last semester, you remember I was up here for almost like an hour answering questions. So I wanted to get this over, this part of the presentation over with so that we can have as much time to ask those questions as possible, okay? Throughout this, I'm sure that you will have questions. Don't hesitate to raise your hand. I have no problem going over those things. So to get started, I would like for y'all to know who the ATA staff is, right? So at the top left, well, yeah, top left, that is Dr. Gemma Sylvester Caesar. She was not able to make it tonight, but that is our executive director of the Gator Success Institute, which houses the Accelerated Transfer Academy. Okay, of course, that is me. I was very tired in that picture. That looks terrible. I look very annoyed. That was a rough day. And Erica has kept that picture. We got to take a new one of those. But yeah, so like I said, I'm the program coordinator. Heidi Flores, where are you? She was here, she dipped out on me, but Heidi Flores is the ATA success coach. So most of you are on her caseload. So more than likely, if you do not know who your academic coach is, it's more than likely Heidi. We have a new success coach who works mostly with our Through and Two initiative, Christian Morales Garcia. He is in the back. Raise your hand one time, welcome him to the squad. That's my guy. We talk about anime far too often. I'm still trying to get him to watch Boruto, but he won't do it. All right, and then down here at the bottom, ATA member and our web specialist, Erica Skinner. She's over here in the corner. We would not be able to do any of this without her. So the food, the presentations, the setup, all of that, that was Erica. And then we have our returning peer mentors. So Priscilla Atani and Dean LeBlanc, if y'all can stand up and raise your hand for me, y'all. So you will see them at a lot of events, at a lot of things like this, kind of out in the front because they've been in ATA and they've been peer mentors for well, Dean's been a peer mentor for a good while. Priscilla's first semester was last semester, did really well, so she'll be one of our lead mentors. So if you have any questions, send them all to her. Okay. But with that, I also did want to introduce, we were able to get our folks hired on. So for our new mentors, if y'all could come up here and join me, I'm gonna put y'all on the spot. Scared. Yeah, scared. It's all right. I'm going to let y'all introduce yourself, right? So just first, last name, and major, and that'll be it. All right.
Hi, my name is Aliana, and I'm a nursing major. So if you get any help, just come to me.
Hello, my name is Noor, and I'm history and communication major, and I will be the new mentor. Thank you. Hi, my name is Lakeisha. And I major in social work.
Hi, my name is Brenda and I'm a geology major.
All right, thank y'all. So very happy to have them on board. So you will get your peer mentor assigned, I'm thinking during the first week of February, the first full week. We just need a little bit of time to train and get everyone situated because this is literally their first day of work right now, right? So, yeah, right, throw them in the fire. I'm all about it, right? So thank y'all, y'all can have a seat. So with that, especially for the new members, for people that already kind of know about ATA, some of this will be reviewed, but we do have some new changes. So do pay attention. But for those of you that do not know or just need a little bit more background information about ATA. So this is a transfer or transition support, right? So what we are trying to do with this program, we're basically a retention program, right? Anyone in here know what retention means? What does it mean? You didn't retain it. That's actually hilarious, right? So he knew but did not retain it. So what that means, right, is to keep, right? If I said that my hair retains water, which it does, like a mop, right? That means that it keeps water. Our job is to keep you here, but not just keeping you here. We want you to persist, which means that you complete your classes, you pass your classes every semester, right? Our goal is to help you get in here and get out. It's not that we don't love you. We just don't want you to waste any time here, right? So our goal is to help you academically and throughout your career, right? So you will get a connection to academic success coaches and peer mentors. You just met the peer mentors. We talked about who the success coaches are, right? Opportunities to engage with other people, like right now, right? These are ample opportunities for you to network and talk to other students going through the same program as you, or maybe they're interested in things that you might be interested in. Like we just had one of our social work mentors say that they did social work, and then like 3 people in the crowd were like, oh yeah, bet I'm in social work, right? Those are the kind of opportunities and networking opportunities that we would like to provide for you all, right? So as part of ATA, there's 3 pillars to ATA, right? Academic success, obviously, right? That's what we're all here to do, to graduate, right? Career readiness, you need to graduate so you can get that job, because I don't know if you've been to the grocery store lately or not, but you need some money to be able to do those things, right? And that's the end goal, right? And then student engagement, right? Those 3 things, studies have shown that when students are heavily involved in those 3 things, they're more likely to graduate, have higher GPAs, and be retained from semester to semester. So that's why these kind of programs exist, right? So we need you to help us help you, right? So there will be some student expectations that we have, right? So yes, we are here to help you, but we need you to actually do some of the work. So there are requirements for the incentives that we do give you, right? So we expect you to engage, right? We, all of you should have gotten a calendar, right? With all of the workshops and programming that we have for the semester. If you did not, please raise your hand. Priscilla and Christian, if y'all can get anyone who might have been missed. But we want to make sure that you have that, okay? We will send you reminders throughout the semester pretty consistently about all of those programs and workshops. I'm actually doing the study skills one on February 6th. So if you are somebody who needs help in studying, come to that, right? I want to help y'all. Connect, right? So we'll talk about some of the other requirements, but we're also going to collaborate with other departments, especially our career center, right? Because again, one of the pillars is career readiness. We want you to be prepared, right? So that means your resume is up to date. That means that you know how to write a cover letter, right? That means that you know what you actually want to do whenever you graduate. You're not just here taking underwater basket weaving, like for classes. Not to say that that's a terrible elective or anything, I'm just saying, right? You need to have a plan, right? And we want to make sure that you have that plan. And then also that you'll earn, right? So I know that y'all know that there's financial incentives in this program, but you have to be able to earn those. And the way that you do them, we'll talk about those here in a second. So the incentives, right? The stuff that everybody wants to know about. Okay, so we do give book vouchers to our members, right? Now, unfortunately, with those book vouchers, we cannot give you those book vouchers until the official day of record, right? Which I believe is January 31st, but we'll probably need a day or two after that for the bookstore to actually update that. The reason that we have to wait is because it's based off of whether or not you are full-time or a part-time student. So full-time students, you are eligible for $250 book vouchers, and part-time students, $125 book vouchers, right? And you can use those this semester on anything that is offered in the bookstore, okay? After the official date of record, however many courses you are registered for, that is finalized. So you could be full-time right now, but end up dropping a class before that official date of record, right? And then you would no longer be full-time. So that creates all kind of accounting errors. So that's why we have to wait. Okay, so trust and believe, I would love for you to be able to have it now, but that's just how that works, okay? The ATA scholarships are for our full-time students. Okay, and they range from $500 to $1,000 each semester, and there are 6 of them. Speaking of which, we can actually announce our winners from last semester. Yeah, so before we continue on, I would like to make those announcements. I doubt that every single one of these people are here physically today, but I do want to at least announce them, and we'll put this also in the newsletter, right? Yeah, so we'll announce it in the newsletter as well for anyone that might have missed. So these are the fall 2023 recipients of scholarships. These will be posted for this semester, so it'll be posted hopefully here in the next couple of weeks. We had an emerging leader scholarship that was worth $1,000. And the winner of the Emerging Leader Scholarship, y'all want to give me a drum roll one time? I love that y'all did it. The winner of that scholarship is Ulrich Simbe. Is Ulrich here today? Probably here virtually, probably with us virtually. We had an Academic Success Scholarship that is also worth $1,000. Another drum roll. I love it, y'all. The winner of that one is Miss Gracie Tax. Is Gracie here? Okay, cool. And then our Experiential Learning Scholarship. So this one was actually really hard to pick because everyone who did experiential learning and actually did this application for it, they were great essays. So it was really hard to actually pick. But this person actually had, it's an outrageous amount of extracurricular stuff that this person actually did. But the winner of the Experiential Learning Scholarship for $1,000 is Miss Antoinette Mosley. Now, because Antoinette is involved in like 1,000 different things, last semester was actually her last semester with ATA, but she will continue with our Through and To program. But very, very happy for her. The Most Engaged Scholarship. So the Most Engaged, we do a Most Engaged Scholarship, okay? This is for our student that has the most ATA points at the end of the semester. So that is something that all of you can compete for this upcoming semester, right? I will show you how to earn your ATA points here in a second, but this one is a $500 scholarship, and this one you don't have to apply for. You just win it, right? By being the most engaged, and we tally up the points at the end of the semester, and the winner of that, drum roll please, is Miss Lauren Jones, my cousin. Um, Lauren is not my cousin, but yes, she had accumulated, I think, 27 points, ATA points last semester. And just so y'all know, the requirement per semester is 5, and she accumulated up to 27, right? So yeah, she won by a long shot. It was a hassle counting all of those. Peer mentor scholarship for $500. I know that this person is here, so this is actually pretty cool. Drum roll, please. All right, so y'all just keep drum rolling while I explain. So this is actually for students who interacted with their peer mentor and wrote about it. And the best essay that I read actually came from Miss Nikki's Harrington. Wait, where is she? She was just here. Where's she at? She way at the back. Stand up. Stand up, don't be shy. Give her a round of applause one more time. All right, community engagement scholarship and the program meeting scholarship, these are our last two. But the community engagement scholarship, that one is worth $500 as well. So this one was for, students that have obviously engaged in the community, whether that be community service, any kind of internships as well, really just being involved with the with ATA and with UHD in general. That award goes to Miss Christina Johnson. And then finally, the program meeting scholarship. So this is based off of what all of our students were able to get out of the program meetings that we do every month, right? So we're actually going to be doing more graduate school related program meetings this upcoming semester. So hopefully for those of you that might be getting close to graduation and you're interested in going into law school, med school, right? Get your MBA, all of those different kind of things. This semester will be hopefully very intentional for you. The winner of our program meeting scholarship for $500 and the last scholarship that I'm announcing, drum roll please, is Miss Justina August. Stand up. I know you're here in the front. Presidential wave. Yes, it's the presidential wave. All right. So thank y'all for humoring me with that. Back to the presentation. So those will be posted hopefully within the next couple of weeks. Just be on the lookout for that communication from us in financial aid. Finally, the other ATA incentives, as you just saw, I brought up a few ATA peer mentors up here to talk. Most of them, if not all of them, were members of the ATA program, right? So we look to hire in-house, right? So we give preferential treatment to our ATA members when it comes to the student worker positions that we have. Right? So that's part of that whole career building thing as well. The reason why I harp so hard on that is because my career in education is because of programs like this, right? Where I was a part of the program, they let me work as a student, and next thing I know, I'm working in higher education full time, right? Because of opportunities like this. So I like to pay it forward that way. So those are some things that we do. So the book vouchers, they're awarded, like I said, after the official day of record, right? So that would be July, January 31st. So hopefully during that first week of February, we'll be able to go ahead and get that done. But should you have any questions about it, you can email Heidi. I'm kidding. You can email me should you have any questions, okay? So they can be used on textbooks, school supplies, UHD gear. Now, get your school supplies and stuff first. Like, don't get the book voucher and then just go in there and then like blow a bag on hoodies and sweatpants and stuff, okay? Like, if you don't have books for this semester, then I mean, well, get you some UHD stuff, but the preference, okay, is that you first spend it on books and then whatever is left over, get you a hoodie. Because they're not cheap. All right. They are good until May 15th, right? So you have until the end of this semester to use them. Okay? All right. Que bueno.
This semester and previous semester.
Oh, okay, yes, that is right. So that includes anything that you had left over from previous semesters, right? So everything that you got, you have to use it by May 15th. If you don't use it, you lose it, like Spanish. Okay? I say that because I used to actually know a little bit of Spanish and then I stopped using it and now I know nothing. All right. Which is why y'all just keep hearing me say que bueno over and over again, because that's all I got left. All right. Any questions about the book vouchers? No? Okay, cool. All right. So how to use the book voucher. Is this a video?
Video, but it goes kind of fast.
I don't think it's gonna play. Wait. Oh, okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. Okay, yeah. So wait, I don't think I can pause that, but yeah, so there's a tab, right? Whenever you go into the bookstore and you do it online, it says book loan /VA/TWC. Okay, that is your book voucher area. And then you just type in your ID number and then you're good. Okay, and it'll show you how much you have. And then you can apply that to whatever is in your cart, right? There might be some things in there that make it a little bit difficult for you to buy. Like I remember one student, her exact words to me were, "I'm trying to get a bust down Apple Watch from the bookstore." All right. So for those of you that don't know what a bust down is, right? It's a diamond encrusted Apple Watch. Obviously it was not real diamonds because what are you gonna what real diamond costs $250? But yes, she was trying to get the bust down Apple Watch and it would not go through. Okay, all right. So there may be some things that you try to purchase that it might give you issues with. With that, you'll want to go directly to the bookstore themselves and talk to them, right? If you don't want to do it online, right, and you'd rather just go into the physical bookstore and do your shopping that way, whenever you check out, you just let them know you want to use your ATA book voucher, give them your ID number, right, and your ID, and then they will be able to, you'll be able to use your book voucher funds, okay? Oh, it's the same thing. All right, so how to earn points. So y'all heard me talk a bunch about the points. Well, actually, before I jump into the points, do y'all have any questions about what we just talked about? Any in the chat? No? Okay, cool. Okay, then I must be thorough this time around. Last time, oh, that was, ooh, okay. Well, this is where it might get a little rough. So the ATA points, right? First thing that I want to say about this, please do not panic about these points, okay? This is just a way for you to track how engaged you are with the program. We need you to be engaged. Now, there's obviously some things that are absolutely mandatory, right? That will account for 3 of your points. Those of you that are returning, you remember that rule, right? So 3 of these things are going to be mandatory. The way that you earn your other 2 points is really up to you because we want you to have autonomy in how you interact with this program. Some of you want to meet with a mentor weekly, right? That's a way that you can interact with the program. Some of you may not need that. You may not need that interaction, but you need a success coach. So you want to meet with your success coach far more frequently than you see a mentor, and that's fine, right? Experiential learning, right? So maybe you have an internship or different things like that, right? And you want to get credit for that. This is up to you, right? To decide how you interact with ATA, okay? So the mandatory ones, for those of you that are returning, we are now doing 2 success coaching sessions as the mandatory requirement, right? One thing that we noticed last semester, 3 was very difficult because we did not have the staff to be able to do that, right? So what we're doing is we want to do a check-in at the beginning of the semester and then a check-in kind of closer to the end, right? But in between that, should you need some assistance, right? Maybe you need, any of you struggle with time management? Some of y'all are lying because y'all are my students. So I need you to be honest, raise your hands up. All right. Acting like I don't know you for real. All right, but for those of you that might, struggle with time management, right? Maybe we find that out in that first session and then we schedule another follow-up session a week or two, right? Some of you just need somebody to hold you accountable every couple of weeks, right? So maybe you meet with us a little bit more frequently then, right? It's up to you, but we have to meet with you at least 2 times so that we can catch any interventions that we might need to catch, right? So don't wait until you failed 2 or 3 exams and then come see us, right? As soon as you're unsure or just needing that assistance, holler at us ASAP, okay? Christine.
I think. If you let's say you do your 2 mandatory, right? And that's 1 point, because that's the baseline.
Mhm.
If you have an additional meeting, how does the point, I guess, work?
Good question, right? It counts as another point, right? So it's gonna be the same concept as meeting additionally with like your peer mentor, right? So every meeting that you have with a peer mentor counts as 1 point. Every additional meeting that you have with your success coach counts as 1 point. So yes, that means I have to calculate all that. Or, well, wait, no, that's right. Where's Priscilla? She just stepped out. She's gonna be the one calculating. All right, so yes.
Maybe 1 point per point, like half a point, is need 2.
See, this, I told y'all, this is where the questions come. All right, so the two success coaching sessions, right? 2 of them equals 1. Anything after that is an additional 1 point. Okay, so you have to do 2 of them to get that mandatory point. Right? Anytime that you meet with a success coach after that, right, it just counts as another whole point because you weren't required to meet with us more than those 2 times. Okay? Other questions? That was a great question. Okay, so. Yeah, we'll just pretend like she's not walking out with a scooter right now. All right, so all program meetings are mandatory. Congratulations, this is your first program meeting, right? So you've taken care of that. We have 4 program meetings every semester. They're the last Thursday of every month, right? So this is the last Thursday of January, the last Thursday of February, March, and April. We will not have one in May because the end of the semester is like the middle of May. Well, the beginning of May, right? So we will not have another program meeting after that April one, okay? So those 4 are mandatory. You're probably wondering, well, what happens if I miss it? Okay, if you miss a program meeting, you must get in contact with your peer mentor or your success coach to have an additional session so that we can make up for that, so that we can explain to you what you missed and address any questions or concerns that you might have. All right? Any questions about that? Okay, now, you also remember that we said that part of this program is career readiness. Right? So career readiness means that you have to do the Focus 2 assessment. The Focus 2 assessment, and you have to meet with your career coach. Last semester, I let y'all get away with it, but y'all were supposed to meet with your career coach last semester as well. This time, it is absolutely mandatory. If you go look in Canvas right now, it tells you there are 2 things you need to turn in: the Focus 2 assessment and proof that you went to see your career coach, okay? I have a meeting with the Career Center actually tomorrow where we are going to develop what that looks like, okay? For y'all, there'll probably be a form that you can submit or get signed, okay? So I need you all to do that because we want them looking at your resume. We want them looking at your cover letters. We want them looking at obviously your Focus 2 assessment to help you understand what you're even looking at, right? because we didn't get a chance to talk with you all about your focus two, because again, we were short-staffed, there was a lot going on, right? But that is an important part of this program, because a lot of you are getting, how many of you are about to graduate within the next year? Then yeah, right, you need to, well, first off, congratulations to y'all. Right? I just got to let that pass without really saying, that's awesome, right? So you're getting close to that graduation. This is the time to start looking into the career part. You don't want to be like me going on like 50 job interviews right after graduation and not having it already set up because I didn't want to ask for help, right? So like I said, do as I say, not as I do, right? Use me as a guinea pig. Yes, Justine. Do you have to go to your career coach every semester? Yep.
What if you did that?
Do it again. No, I'm kidding. No, if you just did the focus two, you can pull it up, right? So you can pull it up and then submit it. So if you did it like this semester already, I'm not asking you to redo it. I just need you to submit proof and then go talk to your career coach about it. That makes sense?
How do you get moved from the career coach?
Okay, we will work, we gonna work on something different. But for those of you that have not met with your career coach yet, there's going to be a form that you get signed by your career coach whenever you complete it. Whenever you complete that meeting. That make sense? Yes.
But the focus is that I did one last semester,
Mhm.
it has not changed,
Mhm.
it's still the same.
Mhm.
So can you all use it from last semester?
Yeah, so with that, you'll just re-upload it, but you'll go, with this one, we'll go talk to the career coach with it, right? So like I said, in Canvas, there's a whole assignment associated with it. You can go in there and check it out, okay? Yes, any other questions? Carla? Did you? Yeah, you should have gotten an email. You should have gotten it sent to you again. If you don't, just shoot Heidi an email and we'll get you added in. Yes. No. See, that's why we do this. So your success coach and your career coach are not the same person. The career coach works in the career center. Your success coach helps you with your academics, right? So the career coach is the person that, like I've heard a lot of you be like, I'm interested in internships, or I'm trying to find part-time employment, or I don't know how to, navigate through my resume and all of those things. That's who you go to for your career coach, right? Or that's what you go to your career coach for. We operate under we're basically problem solvers everywhere else besides the career aspect of it, right? So if you're having trouble figuring out how to study for this class, how to manage my time, how do I navigate being a full-time student, full-time parent, and, full-time worker? How do I navigate all of these different things like that? That's what we work on, right? Which ironically is the next slide, right? So what is a success coach, right? So down here, oh wait, that's right, it gave me a clicker. Does this have a, yes, I feel powerful. All right, so this part right there, right? These are the areas that we work in the most, right? Time management, study skills, organization, work-life balance, right? All of those things. Sometimes students just want to come talk to us because school sucks. I can look at like 10 of y'all right now, and I can tell you that most of the time, that's what y'all need to come talk to me about, and that's fine. Other students need to, Justina's laughing. Other times, there's actual, problems that need to be solved, or you just need somebody to just bounce ideas off of, right? How do I, instead of me keeping everything in my head, right? Spit it all out, talk to somebody so that they can help me prioritize those things. That's what a success coach does, right? Career coaches, specifically in your career, okay? Two different things. Please do not continue to get those mixed up because it is gonna cause me problems, because people are gonna ask me to do their resume. And then the Career Center is gonna find out. And then they're gonna be mad at me, okay? So please go to the Career Center for those things. But for these things, this is where we come in. Okay, any questions about that?
What's the question?
Yes.
Uh, full time, this is your hospital.
Mhm. Yeah.
One is full time.
Mhm.
Are you able to put these slides on the main drive and visit?
Yeah, so we can share these slides with you. We can put it in the Canvas site. Yeah, so we'll upload it to Canvas and you'll be able to access it that way too. Yeah, yes,
How do you like figure out for?
good question. So yeah,
Someone online said you can go to Jobs for Gators and when you create an account and log in, it'll tell you who you're punching, but I'm not sure, I can't verify.
yeah. So there's Jobs for Gators and then there's the one for. Yes, that's the one for business students, right? Yes. So Gator Hire and then Jobs for Gators, right? Why we have two, I don't know, but we do, okay? So yeah, that's one way that you can find out who your career coach is. Or if you still can't figure it out, reach out to us, we'll research for you. Question? Okay, all right. Good questions, y'all. Okay, how to schedule a success coach appointment. You probably have already gotten emails from us about this, so you probably don't really need to do this, but this is how you actually schedule those appointments. It can be confusing, so don't hesitate to just reach out to us. Because especially if you're not,
8, 7, 6:30.
y'all know I'll be busy. And I just kind of be all over the place. So you can email me your availability and I can help you out that way, right? And I can just schedule it for you, right? But if you want to take some autonomy, you've more than likely been sent your scheduling link by your success coach already. And you can just click that link and schedule the appointment that way. All right. Lastly, we're almost done. We just got a couple of more slides, y'all. Financial aids, just some important dates. Like I said, that official date of record is the 31st. You have to use all of your book voucher money by March 15th. The last day to pay term balance to avoid a $50 fee. Y'all can, if it's really a burning question for you right now, you can take a picture of this slide, but we'll upload these slides probably tomorrow. Looking at Erica.
I'm sorry, I'm typing.
I hear you. We can upload this tomorrow?
Yes.
Cause I ain't doing it tonight. Going to the highs. All right, so yeah, we can we'll upload all of this, but make sure that when you get this information, put it in your calendar, right? Don't just try to forget it, because I guarantee you somebody is going to ask me, when do we get those book vouchers again? And then I'm gonna slam my head on my desk. All right. So you have a copy of this already. I'm not going to go through all of this. All of these events are in the same room. They are going to be in S425, I think. For now, that is where they will be for now. Right, so it'll be in
Hablando con el
S4.
mismo caballero.
That change, we will let you know, but they will also be virtual. So I know a lot of you like y'all work full time and different things like that. We're gonna try to make it a habit to also record these so that we can upload them and send them out to our caseload so that you can catch them at a later date as well. You'll also get some information about campus groups. We're not going to use campus groups a whole lot beyond us just advertising events, right? So y'all used to get a lot of emails from campus groups, from your mentors and all of that. We're not doing that anymore. Yeah, I'm not even gonna get into explaining it. It's just not very user-friendly, pretty much, right? So most of the communication that you're going to get now is gonna come through either emails through Navigate or through Canvas. Okay, that's where we're kind of moving everything. Also, most of your assignments, if you remember from last semester, the way that we turn things in is sent you to a link to Campus Groups, then you had to like save it as a PDF, then upload it. We're not doing that no more either, okay? So there will be just. Yeah, I know. Look, we trying to make it easier for y'all, I swear, okay? I inherited Campus Groups. I didn't like it, all right? So we're moving away from that, right? And we're working on getting those assignments uploaded in Canvas right now. So all of the assignments in Canvas should be updated by the start of February is my hope, all right? And you'll be able to start turning things in there. Okay, but for Campus Groups, like I said, the main thing that you're going to get communication from is just like these events. And we just want you to RSVP through Campus Groups through that, right? So that's one big change this semester as well. Last thing, I want y'all to scan this QR code if you can. And we are no longer calling our lounge the ATA Lounge. All right, so it will no longer be called the ATA Lounge. It will be a lounge that you all can use, but it will also be open to our freshman students, to our legacy program, to our Greater Texas Foundation, right? But our peer mentors will be staffing this lounge. As when I say our, I mean the ATA and through and to mentors will be staffing this particular lounge most of the time. Right? So you will still have the same space where you can find your peer mentor. You'll just probably see students in there that are in ATA, in the Greater Texas Foundation, regular just freshmen, some sophomore, you know, just anyone can use it, right? So right now it's being called the Gator Success Lounge. It's the best we could do on short notice, right? And then some blame, never mind, I'm not gonna say that. Politics, but that's why we had to change, right? Because of some laws that have gone into effect. So we can no longer call it the ATA Lounge, right? For inclusion purposes. So with that being said, we want you to help us rename it, right? So there's already been some ideas, right? I think someone wanted to call it the Swamp. I think somebody, because that's where gators are. I hope that it does not end up smelling like a swamp, but that is one of the names. We'll make it a very rosy, peachy swamp if it has to be that way. But yeah, your ideas are wanted, right? Because y'all are the ones using the space, so we want your ideas, right? We believe in democracy here, okay? So the winner, if we end up choosing the name that, you know, you chose, or something like that, you will be rewarded a, how much is it? $10? $10 Starbucks card. All right, so you get to go get you a couple of hot white chocolate mochas, I guess, if that's your whole thing. Y'all be out here drinking matcha. Try it. That's right. I said it. I draw my line in the sand. If you're drinking matcha, you need help. Okay, it tastes like leaf water. All right, so just stop doing that to yourself. All right, any questions about renaming the lounge and me disrespecting y'all's taste buds? Any other questions? No. All right. All right, what questions do y'all have for me? That includes the chat and out here. Yo, Lakeisha, yes. Questions about the program? Okay, yes. So the To and Through program is it's an initiative. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so the Through and To initiative is actually, it's a similar initiative to what ATA is. So Through and To, think of Through and To like the umbrella. And then ATA is one of the branches or like under that umbrella, right? So Through and To initiative is an initiative created by President Blanchard, our UHG president. And it is a program that as long as students have 60 credit hours that go towards their degree, they're in good standing with the university, and they're on par or on pace to graduate within the next 2 years, they can have their tuition rate frozen for the next 2 years, which means however much money that you spend per credit hour right now stays the same for 2 years, as long as you stay on track to graduate within that 2 years, right? You cannot apply to be in that program. There's not an application process. We run a report at the beginning of, like during the summer going into the fall semester. And advisors and I think the registrar's office, they basically run a report to make sure that the amount of hours that you have match up to your degree plan. And that makes you eligible. And then you get sent a link, you get to opt in or opt out of said program, and then you're in it. So there's no actual formal application process. It's something that you have to be invited to based off of your academic progress. Good question. You can be in both. So if you are in ATA and you've also been getting through in 2 emails, you continue to see your ATA coach. Yes.
So does that mean I don't?
Yes. If you have both, so if you have an ATA coach and a through and 2 coach, my preference is that you meet with your ATA coach because we're the ones talking to you about your ATA requirements. However, let's say that Heidi or myself were completely booked out. Go ahead and meet with your through and 2 coach and just let them know it's for your ATA requirement so that you can go in and adjust your ATA points. Good question. Oh, yes.
So, if I ever go into class and start to do I still count as a post-secondary or count as a present?
So you are enrolled for this semester. It doesn't matter when that class starts. So you're considered a full-time student. So if you're taking 2 8-week classes, 2 first 8-week classes and 2 second 8-week classes, that's still 4 classes equaling to at least 12 hours for the semester. So that makes you full-time. You don't have to be taking them concurrently. It just has to happen in the same semester. Another good question. Yes.
So for the scholarships that you guys are doing this semester, will they be the same as last semester, same prompts, or what does that look like?
So they will probably be the same prompts, but the way that they are graded will be different because I did not enjoy that this past year.
So
So
my thing is, if I submitted scholarships last semester, if I wanted to apply again, I don't know that I would use the same.
it'll be a different rubric. It'll be a different rubric. We need to work on that because I think that the way I'm leaning towards us doing those scholarships is actually through financial aid and having them post them like regular scholarships, but only ATA members will be able to do it. So we have to get in contact with them. So we're working on that. But usually scholarships don't even open until like the last third of the semester. Yeah. Other questions? No? Anything in the chat?
Yes.
What we got?
Someone wants to know, can they count club events, I guess like organizations, connected to their major under the peer mentor event division on campus?
Yes. So anything that you do outside, like any campus activities, right? We want to count those as engagement with ATA, because again, part of it, right, is being socially socially engaged with like both the community and the university in and of itself. So if you go to a basketball game, right, and you want to write about that experience, you can do that. Shout out to Dean. How's the football? All right, that's what I like to hear. Dean Hoops, for those of you that don't know. All right.
Basketball games this semester.
Why? Why do that? There was no reason. There was no reason for that. Yeah, be nicer. First off, First off, Dean be hooping for real. Y'all don't do my mans like that. All right. Also, I always like to do this, but you've probably seen Dean's face like on the website, on billboards and stuff like that. So, you know, you get to, if you want that to be your mentor, you know, that's the face of UHV apparently. Like you can't escape the face. He's here. All right. And he works for us. We win. All right. What other questions?
A couple of people wanna know why, part-time don't get the full voucher.
Okay, so the way grants work, okay, so the reason that well, first of all, full-time students have a higher cost of attendance than part-time students.
Yes.
So that's why they have, higher book vouchers, right? And in order to receive scholarships, which are technically financial aid, you have to be full-time. So the incentive for the accelerated transfer academy is that you are full-time to receive all of the benefits of the program. But we know that with transfer students, a lot of you work, a lot of you have families, a lot of you do things outside of the university, and it would be impossible for you to attend this university and go full-time. So we accept part-time students into the program, which was a change last semester, I think was the first time that we went ahead and did that, right? So I would love to be able to give part-time students the same exact thing, right? But like I said, the name of the program is Accelerated Transfer Academy, and it's again, under that Through Into initiative umbrella, right? So we want you to be finished in 2 years. If you're part-time, more than likely you're not going to finish in 2 years. Good question. What else? Also, if you have to go, you can go. I'm just answering questions. I have nothing else unless you need to talk to me. And at that point, you can just email me for it.